Vertical shiplap is so trendy right now, and if you want to see how we used it to transform this space from looking like this to this, well then stay tuned.
What's up, Flip fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about shiplap.
Shiplap was super popular for a long time, and then it kind of fell out of style until people started turning it on its side, and now it's cool again.
But when installing shiplap vertically, it can get a little tricky. All right, so let's get into it. For this install, we're back at the Ditto house.
Yeah, that's our 100-year-old project house, and if you'll remember, the bathroom in this house was super tiny, so the first thing we had to do was bust it open, take it down to the studs, and figure out a way to expand this room.
Demo, we realized that the ceilings were actually super tall.
So to maximize the aesthetic of this room and make it feel as big as possible, we wanted to use a material that would accentuate the height of this space.
And that's why we went with vertical shiplap.
All right, so before we can install the shiplap, we need to prep the walls. Since we're installing the shiplap the same direction as our studs, we wouldn't have anything to attach the boards to in between the studs.
So we need to add support horizontally. You could put 2x4s in between the walls. This is called blocking. It's really time consuming and requires a lot of cuts. What we're gonna do is attach furring strips across the wall every 16 inches.
Just something to attach the shiplap to, and it'll allow us to shim out the walls and make them straight and flat. This house still has the original studs from 1900, so these boards are a little chewed up.
We thought it would be a cool idea to have the shiplap flush with the baseboard. Okay, so we're gonna be adding 8 inches of baseboard here, so 2 furring strips are here for that. And then we're gonna start our shiplap on this first furring strip and go up every 16 inches. Attach the header. For all the boards, we're gonna use construction adhesive and shoot it with a nail gun.
Because these boards are 8 feet, we don't have a ton of room for error. So that means we need to make sure that the header is completely level, and then we'll butt the shiplap up to it so it fits nice and flush. And for the baseboard on the bottom, we actually have a 10-inch board that we're gonna scribe to the floor and cut so it fits perfectly.
At this point, we kind of stood back and said, did we make a mistake? Because this is kind of looking like wood paneling.
Yeah, and I don't know if you thought our goal was to spend a whole bunch of money so our bathroom would look like my grandma's living room circa 1965, but it wasn't.
So we were hoping the paint would help, and I definitely think it did.
Yeah, it completely changed the aesthetic of this room. We went with Sherwin-Williams Retreat. It's a really pretty green color. Green is so hot right now.
It is, and we used a matte sheen so that it wouldn't be too shiny.
Yeah, and anytime we're painting wood, we like to use some sort of, like, if you can, oil-based paint or some sort of urethane or enamel, something that's gonna dry pretty hard. So we went with Sherwin-Williams Emerald urethane paint. I don't know, we'll link it in the doobly-doo down below.
Now for painting the shiplap, if you've got a sprayer, you're good to go.
Yeah, if not, make sure you paint the shiplap before you get it on the wall, because trying to get paint inside of these little gaps is damn near impossible.
really on the fence about vertical shiplap, but once we got it up, it looks amazing. And once we added the gold hardware and the natural wood vanity, it tied it all together.
All right, now let's talk cost. So for this bathroom, we only did shiplap on 2 walls, totaling 20 feet in length, and they were about 9.5 feet tall. So the cost of the shiplap was around $300 because we actually found it on sale. The shiplap was on sale because it was cut incorrectly and the gaps were inconsistent and on some boards non-existent. So what we ended up doing was taking a 1/8 inch piece of aluminum and just sticking it in between the boards. That way the gaps would be consistent. This issue is not super common and it was kind of weird, but it did allow us to save a ton of money on materials.
So we paid $300 for the shiplap, about $150 for the rest of the lumber, $40 for the wood filler, nails, and glue, and then around $120 for paint. So that's totaling around $660. Okay, so let us know your thoughts. Are you a fan of the vertical shiplap?
Yeah, I think it looks amazing, but let us know, leave us a comment down below. I can't wait to show you the rest of this bathroom. We've got all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, I think the next video is gonna be this amazing shower.
You gotta stay tuned if you wanna see it. Bye.
Here's Johnny! I've always wanted to do that.